Hey guys, I'm going to make my 10th draft video this time around. So I believe this is the first time I've done a core set draft, or is it my 10th? It might be my 9th, I don't know. I guess I'll have to check. Anyway, it's a core set draft. I'm going to do Magic 2012 this time. I'm a big fan of core set drafting, mostly because it's like significantly easier than non-core set drafting. So it's a nice little break, and it's fun anyway. Yeah, Magic 2012 is, it's a core set, and it's actually pretty fun, so I'm going to go for it. Enter. Okay. Okay, unfortunately, unplayable rare. I always hate that. But what I do see in the pack, I think the easy pick is Senger Vampire. The rest, I'm not super sure about, but I would certainly play. The cards in this pack that I would consider are Divination, Mana Leak, Stampeding Rhino, Gorehorn Minotaurs, and that's pretty much it. But Senger Vampire is just like head and shoulders above all those, so I'm going to take it here and be very happy. Okay, quite a few good cards in this pack. What I really see is Stormfront Pegasus, Merfolk Looter, Phantasmal Dragon, which I'm willing to pick here. I really like, it's surprising how often your opponents actually don't have ways to target the dragon, and then it's like an extremely powerful, undercosted 5/5 flyer. And also the looter is good. I might just try to get away from blue, being that I'm passing a ton of blue, even if I do take a blue card here. But I'm going to go for the Phantasmal Dragon, I think, here, just based on raw power level and how often it seems that they can't actually deal with these things. So yeah, I'll take that one. Okay, so trying to stick to my color pair. Really, the only cards that I would be willing to pick pick three are Assault Griffin, Merfolk Looter, and Hunter's Insight. Because I've already taken a blue card and a black card, I'll take a blue card here, so I'll take Merfolk Looter. Blood Ogre is also for consideration, because it's a decent threat, but I like Merfolk Looter here. It's a quite strong card. Okay, there's a Volcanic Dragon still in this pack, which is kind of crazy. Also a Crown of Empires, Mana Leak. I think the Volcanic Dragon is the strongest card in this pack by far. So I may take this and see what signals I get in pack 5 that might lead me into black or red or whatever. Okay. There are no strong signals in this pack, nothing that good actually, so unfortunately I can't make my color decision right now. It's not like there's a Doomblade in this pack or something and I can just be like, oh, black is open. You will almost never see a Doomblade 5th pick, but I guess that was sort of a bad example. So I basically just see more red cards in this pack, so I'm going to lean toward picking red, and I guess I could take a Fiery Hellhound or a Goblin Piker. I wouldn't really be that happy with anything else. Not that I'm super happy with those, but okay, I see a Divination late, which is good. Mana Leak is also good, but I actually like Divination more in draft formats because having to keep up mana for Mana Leak when you want to be casting creatures, because most decks are fairly creature-based, is sort of distracting, I guess. It's sort of a drag, so right here I'm just going to take the Divination. And so it looks like I'm going to play blue because it seems fairly open. Okay, there's only red in this pack, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing blue and then either red or black. So I can take the active treason, I suppose. I Coral Merfolk there. Ooh, late mana leak, so I'll take that as a signal. I would say blue is open. And crappy card. Okay. Well, I guess I'm playing red. There's a Grim Lavamancer, so I'm pretty easily going into red right now. There are not very many cards in the set better than Grim Lavamancer, so easy pick here, and yep. Ooh, and an Inferno Titan, so definitely picking this. Okay. And out of this pack, I actually have two choices. I could either go Chandra's Outrage or Bell Tower Sphinx. Both quite strong. So basically I'm just going to look at my curve. Actually, it's not that useful, but I would rather take Resilient Threats than removal, actually, most of the time. So Bell Tower Sphinx, I think I'll pick here. I mean, that Outrage will not wield me, so I can't really count on that sort of interaction, but it's still fine. Okay, there's a Chandra's Outrage, very clearly the pick. And I could take an Unsummon. I usually don't like to play more than one in my deck, because it's card disadvantage. But I like to play the first as a tempo play, and it's totally fine. I actually really like Ice Cage in this format, so there we go. Ooh, that's a very late Chasm Drake. I'm going to take that. And a very late Skywinder Drake, so absolutely blue is open, like extremely open. Okay, there's a Doomblade, which I could pretty easily splash for. And I actually don't really want anything else in this pack, so Doomblade seems like the easy pick here, and I'm going to go for it. Okay, out of this pack, I like Gorehorn Minotaurs a lot. It's like a 5/5 for 4 in red, assuming you can actually get an early hit in, which actually, it's reasonably likely, I guess. It's not the most likely thing in the world, but I would pretty gladly wait to cast this until later if it meant that I could deal the damage and get the Bloodthirst on it. But I think it's pretty easily the best card in this pack, maybe followed by Frost Breath or Greatsword. Yeah. Ooh, okay, I really like the Manalith. I've got tons of playables. I don't really need to worry about finding them, so Manalith is a solid pick here. And so I could take Unsummon again, or I could take Goblin Arsonist. I'll take Goblin Arsonist, actually. Like I said, I only want to play one. And I could take Slaughtercry as a combat trick. That pack was dry pretty quickly. These packs are not very deep. The third pack, wow. But I could take a Bear, especially because I really want to trigger Gorehorn Minotaurs on turn 3. Okay, wow, tons of good blue cards in this pack. Merfolk Looter, Chasm Drake, Harbor Serpent even, maybe even Alluring Siren. I really like Chasm Drake. I just like beating down with flyers, and Chasm Drake is actually quite strong. Okay, Ponder. Yeah, I don't really love anything in this pack, and Ponder is like a free slot in your deck, so pretty easy pick there. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay, well, I've got tons of good stuff. Grim Lavamancer, Inferno Titan, that's really good. Volcanic Dragon, Phantasmal Dragon. I don't think I can actually run the Sengir Vampire, because I only have 2 black cards. that are like playable, so Chasm Drakes are obvious, Fiery Hellhound maybe. I think I'm going to play it, but I'm not going to be too happy about it. Mana Leak. Doomblade's going to go in and I'm going to splash for it for sure, because I have a Manalith and it's only 1 card, so I can just play 2 swamps. Okay, so Merfolk, Skywinder, Manalith. Okay, these are very playable. Okay, 2 more cards. And I'm very willing to play the first Unsummon, as I've said. And I guess no, I don't like that idea. I was about to say I could splash Sengir Vampire as well, which would be very strong, but I don't think I can. I'll just play the Slaughter Cry. Okay. So 13 island, well 13 blue cards, 8 red cards, 1 black card. Okay, so I'm going to play 2 swamps for the Doomblade. Then mostly islands, so I would say 8 is probably a good number. And mountains. Okay, that seems fine. Or actually, I'm gonna cut the Hellhound, cut a mountain, add a swamp, play the Vampire, and now I have probably enough of a splash to play the Vampire. Hopefully. I mean, I guess I do have to sort of root through like half my deck to be able to have enough black mana to be able to play Sengir Vampire. I'll play another swamp even. That might be a little bit sketchy, but I'll see if it works, because I really want to play Sengir Vampire. The card is awesome, so hopefully success will find me. Oh, I think I was playing... I don't think I was playing M12, but I was playing some older, I think maybe M10 or M11. I ended up with a deck with 2 Jace Bellerins and 3 Garruk Wildspeaker. It was quite a crazy deck. I think I even had a Primeval Titan. It was an absurd deck. Didn't draft anything as crazy this time around, unfortunately, but yeah, I did get Sengir Vampire, Doomblade, Chandra's Outrage, just some removal, some good creatures, Merfolk Looter. Ooh, geez, this hand. Okay, mulligan. Okay, that's fine. Totally cool with that. Turn 2 Looter is just giving you crazy advantage, so before I play land, I'll loot. Really want red mana right now. Okay, there's a Phantasmal Dragon. I'm totally cool with that. And I'll loot. Okay, well there's a Manalith. I really want that. I can drop the Ponder. It doesn't really do anything. Okay. And I can get in with the dragon, because... Oh, Spirit Mantle. Problem. Should have thought about that. Anyway, I'll just play the Drake. And next turn I'll probably Doomblade the Sentinel, because it's really annoying. I'll drop the Mana Leak. I don't really think I need it right now, because I want to be casting stuff. Okay, well... The dragon did get targeted, but it was with a removal spell anyway, so... That's not really a mark against it. So get in for a bit, and I'll give Looter Flying, sure. and loot. So I will have a Chandra's Outrage ready to next turn. I actually think I want the Sphinx more, so I'll actually drop the mountain and hope to draw another leader. Okay, I'll loot. And, okay, unsummon. It's actually probably the least useful card in my hand right now. But yeah, I'll play the Sphinx out to have a blocker against the soldiers. And, okay, there's a Sarah Angel. I desperately want a mountain right now, so, oh, well, mountain. And kill the angel. That was called shot right there. And play another Drake. I practically have a Drake theme deck. Okay, and there's a Senger Vampire. That's not making me too happy. But I do have a Grim Lavamancer with a very stocked graveyard, which means I can probably force through the last couple points. So if I swing with everything, the biggest will probably get blocked, which means, okay, well, I actually have lethal this turn. That's good news. Get in with all three. So the biggest one gets blocked, and I will just Grim Lavamancer for the extra lethal. And GG. Alright, okay, Looter. And you know, I'm happy with splashing so many swamps for a couple cards, mostly because of all the card draw I have, and like the Ponder and stuff, so it wasn't too risky to go for that many colors, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the card I want least in this hand is probably the Merfolk right now, so that one will hit the bin. Unfortunately, no black mana. And Unsummon is actually going to give me some serious value right here. So yeah, now I can Divination. And I will actually unsummon main, just because I don't want to have to discard anything. Oh wow, that Outcast is going to come down as 4/4 if I didn't do something about that. So, well actually Chasm Drake comes down as a perfect answer to the Outcast because it's big enough to block them efficiently. And I do not need any more mountains, so I'm just going to start trashing those. Okay, Sarah Angel comes down. I believe that Inferno Titan trumps Sarah Angel, however. It can't actually kill it right here, but it's still significant. Okay, probably don't need the red. Okay. So this is going to be kind of a blowout. I'm going to swing with those two. Give the Titan flying. Hit all the soldiers. And Chandra's Outrage the Angel, so that, well, yeah, no blockers. I probably should have pumped the Titan up once there. It wasn't that big of a difference, though. And I'm pretty sure I win next turn. I can't imagine. Okay, so if the biggest gets blocked, which will be Inferno Titan, so if that gets blocked, I'm going to direct the 3 to the face. Or, you know, I could actually direct the 3 at the Griffin Sentinel to reduce the blockers. I'm probably going to play the Volcanic Dragon. I think that's just part of the plan here, so I'll start with that. And swing. So if the biggest gets blocked here... Ooh, I think it might not quite be lethal. It's kind of unfortunate. So if it's 3 to the face, I guess, and the 2 biggest get blocked here. So the Inferno Titan and the Volcanic Dragon, then it's down to 2. And if I just don't do anything and let the blocks happen, and if I just kill the Griffin Sentinel and let the Inferno Titan get blocked, it's down to 1. So either way, I'm pretty sure I do not have lethal. Or no. No, I swing with the Looter. The biggest gives... Okay, wow. This works out. Swinging with the Looter just increased my clock by 1. That's fantastic. Well. Okay, that was sweet. Whenever you can swing for the win with a Merfolk Looter, you're happy. Okay, match 3. Okay, this is a pretty good hand. Double divination, so I can get pretty cocky about how good my hand is. Like, I can keep pretty bad hands if I've got 2 divinations in them and the mana to cast them, so that's what I did, and I do not want to have to discard, so I'm just going to Looter, and I have a play next turn anyway. Quite a good play, mind you. Sengir Vampire, which, awesome. So, draw a card, discard card. I like the land here, actually, and Slaughter Cry was kind of like a 23rd card, so I'll ditch that one. Is this doing 1 to me? Yeah, okay. I'm actually taking quite a bit of damage on the crackback here, so it's possible that I don't even want to attack. Well, I do want to attack, but I want to play... I'll play the Volcanic Dragon and just not swing with it. I like that. And I'll actually... No, I'll discard the Piker. It's kind of useless right now. And it's just another target for the Goblin Arsonist. Hopefully there's no trick here, and... Well, it does mean that I'm on at least a 3-turn clock off the Scepter, which is quite sketchy. But I'm just going to, Ice Cage that. And I obviously want an Inferno Titan, so I'll discard my Divination. And I think I'm just going to leave back a full array of blockers, although it might not even matter. I think I'm just dead. Okay. Maybe I could have played that differently. There were plenty of choices going on. Once again, a hand with the Divination and the mana to cast it. Totally fine. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. And I even have a Chandra's Outrage totally ready. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to crack that Outrage on the Blood Rage Vampire. I'm going to take like a ton of damage. Okay, well, Inferno Titan's a serious stabilizer, so... Oh... That was kind of... That's the biggest problem, probably, with those creatures. They just die to the stupid pingers. Annoying. Okay, I can do 2-1, and they should both die, so... Yep. Empty board with an Inferno Titan out. Feeling pretty good. Maybe an understatement. I'm feeling awesome. So yeah, I'm just going to swing in with the Inferno Titan. 2 to the Blood Ogre, 1 to the Blood Rage Vampire. They're both dead, and 6. Extremely difficult to recover from, and probably lethal this turn, actually, so... Alright, game 3. Coral Merfolk. I actually really like bears. Like, they actually get quite a bit of damage on if you just play them early. They're kind of underrated, actually, I think. Just your common everyday bear. And, okay, so, yeah, my Phantasmal Dragon lived a turn, and that makes them worth it. Like, if they live a turn and you get in for 5, like, that's pretty good. And if they do more, then awesome, which is why I think Phantasmal Dragon is good. Even if they have a targeting thing, they're still trading 1 for 1, which isn't exactly card disadvantage for you, so you're happy for that to happen most of the time. And, okay, double divination turn. Sounds good. And I have Inferno Titan dropping next turn again. Oh, I probably could have jumped them. That was such a terrible play. Wow, I didn't think I was such a noob. Well, I just used Chasm Drake to target my own Phantasmal Dragon, and that's when it does not trade 1 for 1. It's when you traded 2 for 0. That's always a terrible trade. I don't know if I need to tell you that, but in any case, it wasn't a fatal error. I'm still probably going to win this game pretty handily, and move on to the finals. I just have lethal before I even deal combat damage, so... Oh crap. Oops. 3 to the face, and kill something with Chandra's Outrage. GG. Okay, finals. Good hand. The only thing that would have made it better is a mana leak. Okay, I'm gonna play the Manolith to try to get the Volcanic Dragon out as quickly as possible. And I can Ice Cage as a tempo play, really. It's gonna save me 3 life, and possibly more. Okay. And Volcanic Dragon is gonna get in for 4. Unless it gets mana leaked. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That's a Jace. Well, I think Jace is one of the top 5 cards. Well, this Jace in particular. Jace is one of the top 5 cards in Limited ever printed, so I'm gonna really be struggling to deal with this guy, and I guess I'm just going to draw into something awesome with my Ponders and stuff. Okay. I like this Skywinder Drake here, and I'm probably not going to shuffle because it means that I can deal with Jace. Somewhat. I mean, it's not the best cards under it. I'm probably just going to deal, though. Gonna have to deal, though. Okay, Harbor Serpent. It's probably just going to die to a removal spell. Oh crap. I didn't swing at Jace. I'm a noob. And Ether Adept gets me for that. I do not want Jace to ultimate because I lose if he does, so I'm just going to get in with the Looter. Okay. So much card advantage is happening from there, though. And I think I lose. Yep, okay. Jeez, Jace. And awesome divination time. And hopefully I don't try to target my Phantasmal Dragon with my own creatures again. I do not want to be so stupid. And the Sphinx is going to stonewall both of these creatures, I think, so... And that creature too. And also they're all going to die, because Inferno Titan is kind of a boss. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Okay, well... I've had my insane bombs countered twice in... I believe they were the same 2 matches. Well, in the same match, so... That's kind of a hassle. I totally would have won that game if there was no mana leak there. Just, like, easily. I guess stop the Warpath Ghoul as a tempo play. And I can't really block either of those very well. Okay, Sphinx again. Well, the Drake is doing literally 0 good on the block, so I can get it for 3. Okay, I'm going to slaughter card that dragon, because I do not want to deal with it right now. And this is actually a pretty close game right now. Okay, so they've got 4 attackers, I've got 4 attackers. And okay, so I think I actually have this, so I'm going to get in with the Skywinder Drake. And no attacks, so that means get in with the Skywinder Drake and the Bell Tower Sphinx, and I win. Alright, game 3. Perfectly fine hand. Made even better by Ponder here. I actually really need lands, so this is going to have to get shuffled. Okay, I'm nowhere close to being able to cast that. Which is why you have looters. Looters make every hand better. And even though I could Divination here, I like Skywinder Drake a lot early. I probably should have Murph looted in response to that Frostwind, but kind of just a stupid mistake. Just getting a little hasty. Okay, get in for 3. And I'm digging for a mountain right now, because I really want to cast Inferno Titan. Because that's how I'm going to win. Except I better not play it into another freaking mana leak, otherwise I'm going to be so pissed. At myself, really. Really more than anything else, so... Chasm Drake again. And dig for a mountain. Mountain. I would much rather have a mountain than a Gorehorn Minotaurs, so... That's going to have to do. And now I believe I win. Like, there's not very much that answers Inferno Titan very well. Well, I guess Frost Breath sort of does. Well, it doesn't matter, because I still have Lethal on board, and... Victory! And yeah, collect prizes and I'll do my Cracker Pack. Awesome. Call to the Grave as a promo. And, okay, I'll start from the commons. Yeah, I actually just did an Alara draft, and there's a card in it called Dreadgriever, which is almost this exact same card, maybe plus or minus some creature types. But I was fine with that card, and, like, you're not super happy to play this card because it's not great, obviously. It's a vanilla creature that barely passes the vanilla test, so you're not always super happy about playing these, but they're fine. They're fine filler. Like, they don't do a whole lot, but they're not, like, do-nothing cards. They're not like Battle of Wits. You can actually play these. So, yeah. And, okay, Manolith, sort of a card that was underrated by me for a long time, like, but it's a ramper, and it's a fixer, and those are good things to have. I always find myself splashing a color, and Manolith really makes splashing a color, like, infinitely easier, so I actually pick these fairly highly now, like 5th out of a pack pretty often, because they're always you're always going to play them no matter what your deck is. Most, I guess, unless you're like the most crazy aggressive mono red crazy deck, I don't know. But Manolith is extremely playable, and I would always run it. Okay, Blood Rage Vampire. I have some qualms with this card, although it actually has quite high potential. My main problem with it is that it's without Bloodthirst, it's a 3/1, and even with Bloodthirst, it's a 4/2, which is pretty vulnerable. But on like an empty board or on a board without efficient blockers, it's a lot of power for 3 mana. So, I mean, like, it's actually probably better as a blocker to trade with huge things, but I don't really like it. I'm not going to pick these high at all. Pick the middle out of the pack, and it'll be reasonably happy-ish. I don't know. Okay, Jace's Erasure. Jace's Erasure is unplayable. Like, it's impossible to break this energy here and actually make it affect your opponents on a very high level. Like, okay, you're milling them for like 1 a turn, maybe 2 a turn, or 3 a turn, but even that isn't actually the fastest clock. Like, if you're some sort of crazy control card draw Jace's Ingenuity deck, then I guess you could play this as some sort of crazy win condition, but honestly, it's just not that good, and I don't think it's that difficult to understand why. So, yeah. Okay, Pacifism. This is a pretty good card. I don't think I need to tell people this, because Pacifism has been around forever. It's always been a very high draft pick. It's pretty much the white Doomblade. And it's a serious beating, so pick these early and often, and you'll have a good deck. Yeah, like, Pacifism, it just does a ton. Like, if they have their huge 5/5, you just spend your 2 mana, cancel it out, and they can't really do very much. Like, say they Pacifism to my Inferno Titan. I mean, I still get the 3 off the entering, but now it can't swing for an extra 3 in a big 6/6, so I lost a lot of value. Okay, like I said, Naturalized in like so many sets, it's unbelievable. But it's often a playable sideboard card, although I have never brought one in my life. Like, theoretically, it's a good sideboard card, but I've just never seen the situation when I really liked it. So, I guess take these late and maybe side them in. Okay, Guardian's Pledge. This is actually a really interesting card in like a weenie aggro deck. It's quite the finisher in the deck that can actually use it, so, I mean, keep an eye out for these, but I'm not sure exactly how strong they are. The fact that it's only white creatures significantly lessens how much I like the card. But I think on occasion you'll play this card, although most of the time you probably won't. Like, if you want this card, it's like perfect. You know you want it. Your deck is like insane, full of white flyers, Stormfront Pegasus, and you're like, okay, well, I've got my 5 Stormfront Pegasus, I think I'm going to run Guardian's Pledge, and you'd be right, but most of the time your deck is just not correct to play Guardian's Pledge in, so I probably just wouldn't. Okay, Ice Cage, and like I've said, I think the illusion ability of whenever it becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it, is quite underrated, actually. And because a lot of the time people don't actually have the stuff to deal with it. I actually don't like Ice Cage as much as I like a Phantasmal Dragon or something, because if they have like a combat trick, they can just target their creature and they got literally nothing but value out of it. Like, they killed your thing and they still got to pump their creature and swing with it, so you didn't really do anything. I like Phantasmal Dragon more because if they're using a combat trick to kill it, they still trade it 1 for 1, and that's fine. But, okay, I play Ice Cage quite a bit. I think it's quite solid. Anyway, Peregrine Griffin. This is kind of just filler. It's a little bit overcosted for a 2-power flyer, so I play these on occasion, but I'm not super happy about it because they're not a significant clock, and they're a decent defense, I guess, but they're just not that exciting. I wouldn't pick these very highly. But, I mean, they're fine. You'll play these. They're filler. And Flight. This is terrible. Okay, it's an Aura, which is card disadvantage, and it also happens to have a very minimal effect, so I would just never play this. They come very late. If you feel like you want one for some reason, just pick up your stick, as it were. Okay, well, Phantasmal Dragon. I've been talking about this card a ton in the last half an hour. Anyway, I actually really like this card. Like I've said a million times already today, although it does have the illusion ability, if they're using a combat trick to kill it, it's a 1-for-1. If they're using a removal spell to kill it, it would have killed anything else anyway. And if they don't kill it, you have a 5/5 flyer for 4, so I think there's nothing but value in this card. I would pick it very highly and play it in all of your blue decks. And it actually pulls me quite far, and it makes me want to play blue. Okay, Kraken's Eye. This is part of a 5-card cycle, which is very bad. All of the cards in it are very bad. You have to be like I don't even know if you're like mono blue playing against mono blue, and you're both trying to grind each other out by swinging back and forth with 2/2s, then maybe side in a Kraken's Eye. But yeah, I would say you're probably just never gonna play this card. It's pretty terrible. And like the cards that do nothing but draw you cards, I mean, cards that do nothing but gain you life are just terrible, so don't go for it. Okay, Crumbling Colossus. This is actually a solid finisher. Like, you play it 5, and it's a Lava Axe for 7. And it actually blocks. It blocks as like a 4 toughness guy that kills everything. So yeah, you could play it as a blocker and then swing for lethal when it's relevant. So they're not super high picks because they're fragile, obviously. But they're very solid. You'll play these. They're good. And yeah, I think they're actually quite good. So pick up some of these. I mean, yeah, they're fine. They're not fantastic. Okay, Phantasmal Image. Really sweet card. Like Clones Unlimited are very powerful. And 2-mana Clones Unlimited are very, very powerful. So yeah, you'll take these and be happy to clone your Inferno Titan and beat them over the face with it. Actually, that's a bad example, because if you're cloning their Inferno Titan and they have one, they'll just swing at you, use the targeting ability to kill it, and you have no Phantasmal Image anymore, but still. I think it's pretty easily the pick out of this pack, so I think it's by far the best card in this pack. Like a 2-mana clone, that's pretty good. And yeah, so out of this pack, I'm picking Phantasmal Image. And I'll look at my other rares and bid you good day. Okay, Archon of Justice, sweet. Honor of the Fur, not quite as sweet. And another Archon of Justice, sure. And yeah, and I won again, so spend a token and we can get a sneak peek at the next draft video. Magic 2014. Alright, so there's my video, and I'm going to sign out.